Hello, everyone. I am now live. Jesus, I barely done content this month. And the first content that I've done since, let's just call him you know who at this point, because I don't want to mention him by name. I've been radio silent. I just haven't been really up to it, streaming and stuff. I felt out of it. I felt tired. Summer is, I fucking hate this time of the year. I barely sleep. And I haven't had the motivation to do a stream. And this won't get the traction that the last stream got because let's be honest here, Borgor King, I guess we'll just call him that, or Spanky is the hot shit right now, and that's likely to get far more attention than this. But my audience does generally enjoy this kind of content of me dunking on nerds. Now, this is a new installment of the Inventing Reality series. And I figured if I'm going to talk about nerds, what do nerds actually do? I know, Gargaros. I know. What do nerds actually do? Invent their own reality. What kind of reality do nerds generally invent in their small, teeny tiny brains? And no, I don't care if I mock nerds at this point because what I've been seeing from these elite, chauvinistic man children is nothing more than fucking shit that just disgusts me as time goes on. They're a bunch of entitled man children that see themselves as the victim because women, LGBTQ people, people of color are in their spaces. And, well, why am I even talking about this in the first place? Everyone knows that they're reactionary fucking losers that talk about the most meaningless shit that doesn't really affect anything in the real world. There's real world issues that take far more precedence. But for me, I don't mind dunking on these losers because that's exactly what they are. Most of them are just sad and pathetic children that act like they're so oppressed because something that they used to love, in quotations, is not catering to them exclusively anymore. The same kind of people that can't seem to grasp that everything is going to shit in capitalism. They can't see where the system that they simp hardcore for always destroys everything it touches. The stuff that they particularly love, that's not exempt. Like they have this elitist mindset. Oh, they're dumbing this stuff down to cater to the lowest common denominator. That's true to an actually, but the way they phrase it means something else entirely. They want to claim that the people that they hate, Hollywood, let's be honest, I am no fan of Hollywood, is catering to a small minority at the expense of middle America. Well, middle America, let's just be honest, is just white people. They can't just say white people because that will come out as racist. But it's not like these right-wing nerds in the first place hide, especially at this stage, that they're not a bunch of closeted fascists that push fascist propaganda and expose it to children. And yeah, there's more people that are pushing back against these nerds. And I don't think anyone who actually labels themselves as a nerd should be proud of that label. Being a nerd, I associate it with elitism and some weird sense of superiority where you're superior to someone else because you were into this thing long before. Like you discovered some great secret. When nerds, I'm just going to let you know you are no one special. Like a lot of these people who love the dunk on millennials like to say, "Oh, we got participation, we got like participation trophies for just going to school." Well, that's what you guys essentially are. You think because you are the very first in line to be a fan of something that you are suddenly entitled for these franchises to cater exclusively to you, when Star Wars is beyond the Gen X generation. There's millennials, Gen Z, and the current generation. It makes no sense to cater to people that were born in the late 60s and early 70s exclusively because they're an aging demographic. Majority of these people, the youngest of the generation that was born during the original trilogy, are in their early 40s. And those oldest members of their generation are in their late, like, 50s to early 50s. So it doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever to cater towards this generation. It's just Gen Xers. That's what most of these fucking people are. Let's just be real with ourselves. It's Gen Xers, which I actually consider, to be honest, Gen X to be reactionary as fuck, and no one's going to change my mind that Gen X is probably even more reactionary than even the baby boomers are. And baby boomers are pretty fucking reactionary, but holy fucking shit, the fucking Gen Xers make the boomers look like fucking angels by comparison. Because at least the boomers actually did stuff that actually helped, make the world not as bad of a place as it could have been. It was boomers that marched against the Vietnam War. It was boomers that helped with the civil rights movement. It was boomers that actually went around actively challenging what America is. It wasn't Gen Xers that did that. Gen Xers just majority of them were just bootlicking for Reagan and Clinton. It's like nothing that Gen X has done has really done anything positive for the world. And in fact, I'm just gonna make it no secret. I fucking hate Gen X. They're a bunch, and this is what mostly these reactionary nerds that I'm talking about here. They're mostly Gen X because majority of these people, they're the same kind of 40 to 50-year-old men, children that fucking can't fucking stop complaining about minorities being visible in entertainment. They lie and distort history by claiming that, oh, this XX thing wasn't progressive. Like, try to fucking lie about everything and anything. They distort facts. They manipulate facts in order to push their agenda. Like, honestly, at this point, there's just no difference between, like, a conservative and a fascist. And I'm just going to say that because that's exactly what most of these people are. They are upfront at this point. It's like geeks and gamers. Let's just use them as an example. What kind of person that was supposedly apolitical brings on Alex Jones? A guy that had nothing to do with the current fucking thing that's going on. It's very opportunist, and all it just proves to you that nerds, it doesn't take that much to basically convince these people to become fascist because they already are there. They already have the elitist, aristocratic mindset already. They already believe in borderline JQ conspiracy theories. They're the kind of people that actually do believe in the JQ and are the kind of people that go on 4chan or 8chan or whatever kind of right-wing echo chamber where you have a bunch of neo-Nazis on there. It's like nerds, there's a lot of prerequisites already that have already been met. And it doesn't really take much because nerds are inherently misogynistic. There's no denying that. And anyone that claims that, oh, nerds are actually left wing, no, they're not. They've never been left wing. If you ask your average nerd about what like communism is, they'll think it's fucking Bernie Sanders or it's some like milk toast neoliberal like Joe Biden. Like it's like that's what they think communism is. It doesn't take that much to convince these people. And there are those who actually know what this stuff is, but they push the agenda anyway. It's like for people that are supposedly like against like politics and entertainment and call like people that put LGBTQ representation in media, regardless what you think, you know, if it's proper or not. In my opinion, I don't fucking think a bunch of straight fucking dudes on the internet should have fucking any fucking sway in any of these conversations because we have people that constantly throw around token this, token that. I'm looking at young idiot or young Ripa or young Simpa, whatever you want to call that, like Comprador that does nothing but fucking is a useful idiot for the right who pushes like white supremacist propaganda and is a complete narcissist. It's like people like that. It's like who constantly throw that. It's like people like him are useful. Yeah, you do have people in those communities that are tokens that are used by the right. It's like seriously, people. It's really fucking hypocritical for these people to claim they're like, oh, the opposition are political activists. But what is geeks and gamers then? Because if the people that work on this stuff are they're political activists simply for having, you know they're fucking mask off racists and misogynists when what's considered political is not having a cis white male in the role of a movie or a TV show. It's like think about this for a second. Anything that's supposedly bad, I'm using the word supposedly. Why is it that you never hear the same like hard critiques on bad movies that feature cis white dudes? Yet you'll see these people go fucking hard if it's like women of color or LGBTQ. Like here's an example. Everyone here knows Catwoman is an awful movie. I think we can all agree here that Catwoman is an awful movie with terrible acting, cringeworthy dialogue, boring as hell. Yet, if a movie like that were to be released today, they wouldn't focus on the poor directing and the poor acting. They would mostly focus on because it features a woman of color. Like, let's use the latest example. Reason why on, reinforces this. Batgirl. Now, whether anyone thinks the movie would have been bad or not, to me, it's completely irrelevant because the movie was already completed. There was no reason to cancel the movie. And I personally think that having a bunch of corporate executives basically decide the fate of the movie because you have some racist misogynists not wanting to release the movie because it doesn't feature a cast of all white dudes. And you had, as usual, the usual suspects, these people celebrating something being canceled. It's like, why is it that every single time, every time something is bad or something's being canceled or something bombs, they always celebrate it if it features a woman or a person of color? It's even worse. If the thing that these anti-SJWs hate more than anything is black women. We have a black woman and you essentially have both misogyny and racism, which, you know what, they both go hand in hand. I know, but I'm just making a point here that bad movies that feature like people from non-white backgrounds would have gotten a lot more hate today if it was released. Like, you see the same usual arguments. Oh, I'm not racist because I like this X and X character. No, you are fucking racist. I don't give a shit if you like Sarah Connor and Terminator. The very fact that you have issues with women characters that do the exact same thing as characters from the past. They're a Mary Sue, but not a guy character that is overly fucking competent, like Batman. Batman's a Gary Sue. He meets majority of the criteria, yet you don't see him get heavily criticized for being overly competent. No. It's like these people, they love to simp for far-right politicians. They love to simp for people that are clearly like closeted fascists, yet they have the gall to deny who they truly are. Not all of them like hide it these days, but they have the balls to say that they're not political activists when they clearly are political activists. I'm just going to view geeks and gamers and people like him. They're all political activists. They're pushing a right-wing agenda. They're pushing the culture of America to the right. It's obvious. Like, the online sphere right now is so far to the right, and these people are hoping to shift it even further. Like, they don't want talks of anything that's remotely left-wing, even if it's minorly like left-wing. Like, there is no room for anything. And this woke hysteria, it's just an evolution of the SJW hysteria. Like, there is literally no difference. Like, these people constantly bombed everything. Like, they're always looking for a target. It's like, look at okay, by the way, I don't care for any of these projects if they're good or bad. I'm just recognizing the pattern. Like, oh, this, you have this woman like Captain Marvel. Why do they not like her? Because she is too competent. Oh, why do they not like She-Hulk? Oh, because she's too emotional. I don't know. I haven't seen the show, but if a woman's emotional or they are too competent or too whatever you want to call them, or they cry too much, or whatever, it's all rooted in misogyny. And I'm so sick and tired of. I wish these people would just be honest with themselves and to say, yeah, I am a racist. I am a misogynist. What are you going to do about it? I'd rather have an honest fascist than having someone to pretend that they're not a fascist. And that's what these like nerds are. Oh, they're attacking Sailor Moon now? Wouldn't surprise me if they did. It's like Sailor Moon. Let's see. What did Sailor Moon feature that these anti-SJWs hate? Oh, you have most of the cast being bisexual. You have trans characters, if we're going by the original anime, by the way. I'm just doing both manga and anime. You have 2 lesbian characters. And, yeah, it's pro-LGBTQ. You can't get any more LGBTQ than Sailor Moon. It's one of the most pro-LGBTQ anime. Yeah, and they would fucking hate it. Wouldn't be surprised if they hate it now. It's like, and don't get me started on how hardcore these people sit for Japan. It's like, how much proof do you need that these people aren't fucking Nazis? When you fucking simp for a country that has fucking committed genocide against multiple groups. I mean, there's the indigenous people of Japan, they're almost all gone. And they even fucking have a colony in Japan. It wasn't even that long ago where Japan had fucking Korea as a colony. In fact, what I've been hearing, it still is a colony of Japan to some degree. Then again, I'm not familiar with Korean politics, so I'm likely wrong on this. But still, And they simp for fucking every single kind of politician that has such a fringe position. It's like, why do people like, I know people don't do this these days because people do see them for what they are, but why didn't people see this coming? Because I saw this coming back in 2018. I saw writing on the wall. In fact, of course, I'd argue the writing was on the wall way before 2018. It was like, if you saw like Gamergate is where this stuff started to become more open. Like, and a majority of these people that are currently involved with the current thing regarding the culture war were involved in Gamergate. Isn't any coincidence? Now, I'm not going to go and defend like some of these people who in Gamergate who didn't say reactionary or racist shit. I'm not going to defend them, but isn't it ironic that every single chance these people get to actually they could literally basically make themselves out to be a non-political movement, or at least somewhat apolitical, they get more and more overtly fucking fascist. Because contrary to popular belief, when The Last Jedi first came out, when the backlash was like new, you had people from all sorts of people in this political spectrum that hated The Last Jedi. But over time, and I've said this multiple times throughout the years, but I'll just say it multiple times, you have seen like people get pushed out who aren't right wing enough. Like the further to the left you were, the faster you were driven out because you couldn't, in good conscience, support a movement that literally was littered with people that were spreading the JQ. You had people that literally were like saying some neo-Nazi shit or fucking comparing like the Confederate statues being taken down to what was going on with Star Wars. I shit you not. I fucking was part of a group that did such a disgusting comparison, and I was considered a fucking far left SJW because oh my god, I hate racism. There are right wing video games. In fact, this whole shit with Discovery, the guy that basically nuked majority of the shit on HBO, it's just gonna be a fucking like it's just gonna be a fucking channel full of fucking reactionary shit to further fuel the culture war. Like another thing that these nerds have in common is they have the same fucking joke. They haven't actually made an original joke. It's all the same shit. It's just a recycled joke and the same variation. Oh, you're saying some racist or misogynistic shit. Oh yeah, ha ha ha. Very funny. But I haven't gotten to my thesis yet. Why is the war on nerds correct? Well, I think the war on nerds is correct because nerds are not fucking victims. Nerds are not anything special. Nerds are just a bunch of pathetic man children. Strip them of the internet and you have a bunch of fucking cowardly fucking children that would never say the shit that they say on the internet to someone's face. If they acted like some fucking punk fucking in person, these fucking cowards would be fucking jumped. Like all these fucking nerds are cowards. They're the kind of people that were picked on in school. And you know what? Do I really have any sympathy for these people who might have been bullied in school? No. Why should I? When they're doing the very thing that they likely had done to them. They're the fucking product of this like culture where it's so easy to like go on the internet, type your stupid fucking comments, which I know you fucking are at this moment, fucking doing the most like, you're fat. Oh, you're an SJW. You're this, you're that. Yet you will never say any of this shit in person. I guarantee you that. None of you nerds will ever say anything that you say to your opponents in their face because you're cowards. Like, How many of the people that you follow are fucking cowards? All of them are. If there is no exception to this, you all are cowards. Cowards are exactly what nerds are. They've always been cowards and they always will be cowards. The reason why that is because it's so easy. Any jackass can go behind a computer screen and say like whatever the hell they want because they know there won't be any consequences. If they were to go in someone's face and say the same shit they say on the internet, they'd be fucking punched in the face and they would lose a few teeth. Like, they want to call everyone fucking snowflakes when they're the biggest snowflakes of them all. What I say to people like right here, I would say to their face if I actually knew where they were. I'm not fucking afraid of you. I'll call you a loser in your face because that's exactly what you are. You're a pathetic loser who thinks that you deserve fucking special attention because you spent all this X amount of money on this. I don't care if you spent thousands of fucking dollars on Star Wars books and fucking toys or whatever the fuck you did. That doesn't give you the right to fucking act like you're some sort of superior fucking fan because, oh my God, you've read a bunch of books. And, you know, I before some of you like go in the comment section, because I know you're going to, oh, didn't you do that, Darth Sinovia? And you know what? I'm not going to fucking say what I did was fucking not fucking reactionary shit. It wasn't wrong. I denounce everything that I did. I denounce everything that I did. But you know what? Unlike you, I can at least admit I was wrong. I at least made the conscious choice to change. I didn't decide to stick to the same fucking mentality and double down on my like entitled reactionary view. I've moved beyond it. I've grown beyond it. I've grown beyond it. Like, to this very day, like, seriously, I'm just saying this as a Star Wars fan myself. Where has the EU movement gone? It's 2022. The movement, and it's been 8 years since the expanded universe has been discontinued. Yet you're nowhere near close to your goal. And if I have to be honest with you, at this point, you're better off making your own fan fiction than asking corporations who probably would probably don't care about it anyway. Like the same kind of people who think that, you know, Disney should just cater to you, and the people who are like fucking watch Doomcock who thinks, oh, Disney should just like erase years of Star Wars content because you didn't like a movie that they fucking made. I hate to break it to you, but there's like you're not the only fucking fandom that has had shit fucking movies, and majority of people have moved on from them. Majority of them. So you can't fucking, you know, go around like acting like, you know, you're the only fandom. It's so sad and pathetic just how without the internet, none of these people would be able to do what they do. And I'm just going to mock you some more. Geeks and Gamers doesn't give a fuck about any of this shit. I mean, he focuses more on pushing his politics than he is pushing fucking entertainment. He doesn't give a shit. Because he knows where the fucking money is. He doesn't give a shit. He really doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. And neither does fucking Doomcock. Doomcock is laughing in the bank at how dumb you are. Oh, it's like he's probably laughing as he speaks. Like, oh, like he writes a script. Predictably, his audience are gonna get riled up, believe the stupid fucking rumors he probably made up himself, and then rinse and repeat. Majority of these big creators that push this shit, they don't give a fuck. They see it as a business. To think that I identified as a nerd at one point is what's the most embarrassing part. It is so embarrassing. And why did I use the thumbnail of Revenge of the Nerds? Why? Because Revenge of the Nerds, the movie, represents the mindset that nerds seem to have. They feel entitled. They think that the world owes them something. They have this victim complex that makes it so people should cater to all their whims because they are supposedly intellectually superior to everyone else because oh, what do they do? Oh yeah, they read a bunch of books. They may have read a few comics here and there. They're part of some club that only the smart and the elite can be a part of. Oh, if you're stupid, we're not going to welcome you here. It's like you got like nerds are like they're no different from the jocks that they fucking despise. They really aren't any different from jocks. In fact, they're worse than jocks. They really are. And I hate jocks, but jocks that yeah, at least at the very least they actually do something. At least they don't act they have this false sense of superiority. And let's be honest, most jocks burn themselves out anyway. Like they either grow up and become a better person or they fucking just become some fucking bitter loser that fucking has nothing to show for except that he was once a superstar. Nerds have none of that. Nerds never fucking become humbled by their experience. They get worse in age because they think that they're better than everyone else. Oh, because they had some opportunities. Oh, they went to college, they got a degree, and whatever degree they got in. And they fucking think that they deserve whatever because in their eyes, they're the superior race. It's like nerds, like they aren't that much different from the people that they claim to hate. They claim to hate the elite, yet they act exactly like them. Like they fucking worship people like fucking Bill Gates and Elon Musk. It's like Elon Musk, a guy that never had to work a day in his life. Ben Shapiro, also a guy that never had to work a day in his life, who probably hates you and thinks you're pathetic losers, and he laughs at your stupidity because you listen to his like stupid fucking takes. Like Steven Crowder probably thinks is like he's some wannabe jock who's never had to work a day in his life, who is a pussy, who runs away from debating Sam Sneeder. And of course, Sam Sneeder, I'm just gonna let you know, is I'm not a fan of him. And but sorry, not War on Nerds. Revenge of the Nerds. Another reason I use the thumbnail also is nerds have this weird, creepy fantasy like how they're entitled to sex. And in Revenge of the Nerds, like there was a rape scene in the movie, and it was portrayed in a positive way. Like it was a good thing that they raped this girl. I wish I was making this shit up. Revenge of the Nerds is the epitome of fucking rape culture. And this is the kind of things that nerds actually support. Why do you think fucking a lot of these fucking nerds like are such a big fans of anime? Why are they big fans of fucking anime that are borderline pedophilic? Of course, like nerds are, they also coincide with gamers. But then again, if I were to talk about gamers, I'd be just repeating the same shit that I've said about like every other nerds. And honestly, I think Stephanie Sterling does a better job than I ever could fucking destroying these nerds. They do it easily. They do it with grace. They could do it in their sleep because that's how fucking like great she is at doing their job. It's like everything that I say about nerds is objectively true. And honestly, I think it's futile to try to reappropriate nerds to make it seem to be left wing. It never was. because a majority of these people are already, to begin with, have a right-wing bias. Why do they have a right-wing bias? Because if you really think about it, what do nerds actually, what do they see in themselves, what they would like to see in themselves, and what do they think they are entitled to? They think, women owe them something. They are white, and they think that the world owes them something because they're white. They have a colonialist mentality. They are judgmental. They are classist and chauvinistic, and give people shit who don't have as much resources as they do in terms of capital. Treat fucking people that have disabilities like shit. They have a very ableistic mindset, and not to mention eugenics. And I've pretty much said everything I had to say about the nerds. Now, this is not part of the War on Nerds series, because the War on Nerds series, there's nowhere to go with the War on Nerds. Because I could only repeat what I've said so many times before. It's like, okay, Darth Sinovia, we get it. You hate nerds. Can we talk about something more interesting? And you know what? I would like to talk about something more interesting. I like to talk about, maybe in a future like video, talk about maybe Zack Snyder's like fucking fascist Superman. That totally is not going to piss off like Andre Cedino, fucking basically calling Zack Snyder a fascist. Fucking, I don't know if I want to torture myself with Batman v Superman, but I might. I don't know, there's plenty of stuff I like to do for Adventure in the Reality series, and I like to resume, but I had to find a specific topic that interests me. Nerds was a topic that did interest me. I might revisit this topic again in the future if there's interesting stuff to talk about. As for a Obi-Wan Kenobi review, I have to watch Obi-Wan again. So yeah, this is not long like my normal streams are, but then again, I cannot talk about a subject like this too long because it's going to get repetitive, and I don't like repeating myself. Now, hold on. Actually, hold on. I don't know about... Oh! I'll have to talk about Fire Emblem as its own video. That would be a long one. Inventing Reality would be an episode I would love to do on Fire Emblem, but that particular game, Three Houses, would be a long video, because I'd have to revisit Three Houses and Three Hopes, and I'd have to play through all the routes again, considering there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I'd have to write notes down of the stuff I've noticed about the game's routes, the characters, the story. That would be something I would love to do, but that would probably be in a pre-recorded style video and not in a stream. It'd be more of a scripted format. I don't even know about that guy. Death threats and doxing threats. He's exactly the kind of people I was talking about earlier in this stream. Some fucking loser that fucking gets butthurt because, oh my god, I exist. Oh my god, I do a post. Oh my god, I do a video. Oh my god, I delay a stream. Oh my god, I don't do the stream that day. He's just a fucking loser. Like, I'm not concerned with his death threats. What is he gonna fucking do? Seriously, what is he gonna fucking do? I'm not afraid of that little fucking bitch. It's all bark. That's all these people are. It's like they just can't handle the fact. It's like some of the people I fucking admire, like Jason Onru. He's gotten threats for years. I'm not concerned, if I have to be honest with you, with some right-wing loser who fucking gets butthurt because, oh my god, I did a stream a year ago with Falcone General and Deadman Animations, descendants of people that were wronged by America. Oh my God, I don't like this fascist government. Oh my God, I hate America. Oh my God, they're gonna fucking do endless amount of videos about me, death threats about me, threaten to fucking dox me. I've heard it all before. I blocked him. I don't even know I did. By the way, I didn't know he exists until you brought him up. In fact, I'm not shocked. This guy is a loser. He really is a loser. He's a fucking psycho. Like, let this mentally deranged person fucking make his fucking threats. Am I being ableistic? I don't fucking care if it involves right-wing nerds. Because they're fucking fixated on me because what? Oh, because I exist, because I'm a fucking communist. I like the things that they like. I'm not fucking afraid to fucking speak my mind. Fuck you. I'm not going anywhere. You fucking cowardly little bitch. I'd have more respect if you went and said this stuff in my face instead of just doing it in behind a computer screen, typing, oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm so brave, making threats to some stranger on the internet. Oh my God, I'm so fucking tough. You think you're tough, motherfucker? You think you're tough? Your empty threats mean nothing to me. And you know what? I hope I fucking live rent free in your head for as long as fucking possible. I hope I fucking do. It is scary. It really is. It wouldn't be surprised if this person who's doing it is a fucking neo-Nazi who probably is on 4chan. And I wouldn't be surprised if there is something about me on that site. I wouldn't be shocked. Which is another reason why I'm very cautious about what I do on the internet. Because all you have to do is have one piece of information and you can have your fucking life ruined by these psychos. So yeah, I'm very cautious. Now, I've basically just mocked this person for the past few minutes. And I think to end this stream, to hell with nerds, down with nerds. Nerds are reactionary human trash. Nerds are nothing more than a bunch of cowardly losers who think they're better than everyone else when they're not. Nerds are essentially fake-ass people that act like, they're superior to everyone else when they're really not. Fuck you. Down with nerds. To hell with nerds. And red salute, everyone. And see you guys next time with another video. Peace.